Labor laws in these here United States lag behind other wealthy nations, especially when it comes to parental and medical leave. But don't be sad, mums and dads and sick lads. We at least have something. Let's talk about the Family Medical Leave Act and how it can protect you. The core of FMLA is that you're allowed to take 12 weeks out of the year to tend to various domestic matters, during which you cannot be fired or have your wages and benefits reduced upon returning. Certain benefits like health insurance can continue during the leave as well. Your employer is not required to pay you during any of your leave, nor is there any government program that's meant to fill this gap. So what circumstances fall under this law? Only these three are covered federally, though the applications are wider than you might think. The first of many asterisks in FMLA is the definition of a year. Companies can define it how they please, as long as it's the same for all employees. Speaking of timing, you also don't have to take all of your leave in the year at one time. For instance, you can take 6 weeks off earlier in the year if you have an organ transplant, and then take 2 weeks off later if your child is sick. The law does specify son or daughter though, so good luck if your kid is a they/them. In all seriousness, your ability to use FMLA is limited, not just by your life circumstances, but also where you work, how long you've worked there, and even how much you're paid. Your job site is the physical place where you work. Your employer needs to have 50 employees who also work within 75 miles of your job site for you to be able to use FMLA. If you're remote, then the HQ you report to is the job site. You also need to have worked long enough for that employer. If you've recently changed job positions or job sites, you're still covered as long as you get your paycheck from the same place. Unless, of course, you are a key employee. This part of the law is a mess. To make a long story short, you can still take leave, but as long as they warn you beforehand, your employer can deny you insurance during leave and refuse to bring you back with the same pay and benefits, or at all. Notice that I keep saying same pay and benefits, not same job position. Key employee or no, you may return to find that you're in a slightly different role, different work site, or with different work hours. What about all that health insurance you were using during your leave? If your employer didn't bill you while you were gone, or shave extra off the top of your last paycheck before leaving, you're usually going to be paying that back out of your next few paychecks upon your return. All of this just scratches the surface of how FMLA works when applied to the real world. Even though this law is a lot weaker than similar laws elsewhere, there are still many times when this law is violated by employers. You, being a more informed employee, is the best defense against this happening to you in your life. So the next time you're sick, injured, or pregnant and considering taking leave, remember, the law is on your side.